Hey designer toy fans, are you looking for a new store to check out?
Yes, we are!
Have you ever been to Rotofugi in Chicago, Illinois?
No, we haven't!
Well, you might want to check it out. It's been there since July of 2004, and they have everything designer toys. Everything you can imagine that would be designer toys, including Kid Robot,
Pins,
Safubi,
plush,
Pop Vinyl.
and so much more.
Make sure to head over to rotofugi.com and check out their online store as well, where you can pick up things and have them delivered right to your door. But if you're in the Chicago area, make sure to stop in and say hi to the Rotofugi crew.
Hey everyone, welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Safubi world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
And I'm Ben Pierce.
We're back for episode 65, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
We're calling it Getting Janky with it.
Na.
Ben just did that. We were joking beforehand, and Ben actually did the bit. But here we are, episode 65, back for another week. As you can tell, our episode is mainly going to focus on a Kickstarter that's going on.
That does not involve the bootleg artist.
That does not involve the bootleg artist, also known as Janky Toy. I think we touched on that before, that was a ripoff. But
I think we did.
If you don't know, Janky Toy is a bootlegger. He does the Severed Limbs series of figures. And looks like Janky, the action or the platform toy, whatever it is going to be taking that name. So he's not going to be able to keep that one probably.
Street Fight.
But before we roll into the Kickstarter coverage, we did want to cover a couple of other things that are getting teased and revealed. First up is Library Street Collective in Detroit, Michigan has teased. Not really
Detroit City.
Not really told us anything, but it says, we look forward to sharing information about our upcoming monumental project with Kaws in Detroit.
The Kaws.
Details coming soon. So we can only assume that based on the photo that you're seeing on the screen right now, that we're going to see possibly an entire Kaws show. I'm going to assume there's going to be paintings and monuments, even though it says monumental. I'm assuming there's also, they're not just going to bring in all the monuments. They have the gallery too. You can't fit these things inside of that.
But I don't think there's a park nearby either. I guess there might be.
There's kind of that like little where the like the monorail comes through. There's kind of a park there, but they could put them in the parking garage or on top of the parking garage.
That just seems silly.
I don't know. So we'll see. But it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. If you're a Kaws fan and happen to be in the Midwest, this doesn't happen a lot. So
Nope.
Probably going to try to make my way up there as long as the date works with my schedule. So I don't know.
Same with me.
It's going to be a pretty cool show and not something you see every day. And I've been trying to see one of these things for a long time, so I'm going up there myself. What do you got, Ben?
I didn't have anything.
You didn't have anything?
I thought that was it.
I thought you had a couple things. You said we were going to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
We can do back. Let's see. Last weekend, Kirwan, however you want to say it. Had a show at Clutter Gallery. Pieces are still available. Looked really, really cool. Featured a lot of his different willow designs, some custom dunnies, and a lot of different blooms. Those are available over at cluttermagazine.com.
Oh, I guess I can make up something. So for those of you who have either bought the shirt in 2004 or recently relearned about it or learned about it for the first time, Outsmart Originals and Nathan Hamill are releasing another edition of his Lava Bear shirt, as made more famous by his dad, Mark Hamill, wearing it on the Big Bang Theory season 8 or 9 season finale. So,
Except the shirt didn't release in 2004, like you just said, 2014.
Fine, 2014.
2004.
Yeah, that would have been a long time ago. So
if your shirt is ripped giant holes in it, it's from 2004.
Fine, 2014.
There you go.
I missed a decade on that. But it's available through the link that we post at the bottom. And when talking with Nathan, and he's also posted this, the shirt is minorly different. It's a different shirt manufacturer, so I think he said the shirt is a little bit softer and a little bit more stretchy, so it's like a thinner material. And the image is a tiny bit smaller, and I think the signature was moved to a different area of the design.
So it is not creating problems with the original collectibility of the shirt, but is creating a new one.
I don't know that people are collecting the shirt, but yes.
Not ruining the collectability of the shirt. That's an important thing.
Yes, because I've worn the hell out of my shirt, and it still fits.
And you need a new one.
Actually, I don't. Like, the the shirt's not fading yet, unlike other shirts that I have that are black and just
So this is
turning to white.
This is turning into a quality review of the shirt.
It is.
So would you pay the X number of dollars that they cost?
I would. I don't know if I'm getting another shirt of it, but the shirt that I have that is the original is still holding up.
Does Outsmart still do other stuff, or is this just like
No,
a
I think this
one-time
is
thing?
their return to fame, because I think enough people were like, "Holy crap, it's a Nathan Hamill shirt on Mark Hamill. Let's get the shirt. Why am I not available? Why am I not able to get it 4 or 5 years after the fact?"
I guess Mark must have had like a stockpile of them because that thing looked crisp.
I think he has a lot of Nathan stuff.
Well, I think so too.
I've seen him wear, I think, that shirt in the past a couple of times.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that he put it on the show. I mean, he's really good about trying to support Nathan's artwork. So it was good to see it on the show, and now hopefully it's creating a whole bunch of buzz for the shirt, and maybe more people are discovering Nathan and designer toys at the same time.
Yep.
It looks like Nathan's off to the races, like maybe coming back as the toy maker as well with that cat
burger,
bear.
the Burger Cat.
Burger cat burger, whatever it is, burger cat. So maybe he's about to make another run at it.
Yep. Science Patrol.
Yep. So I think that's it for the fake news that we're making up as we go. So now we're going to talk about the full-on thing.
Hey Ben, have you ever been to Chicago?
Well, yes, I have, Travis.
Well, next time you're there, you should make sure to stop and check out this place called Gallery F.
Wow, I've never heard of them before. Where are they located?
They are found at 2415 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, and they feature some of the best artists that you can find around.
Really?
They have a major focus on local Chicago artists like J.C. Rivera, Elo, Penny Pinch, T. Monet, and many, many more. And they also bring in people from all over the country and world.
Wow, I'll really have to check them out. Hopefully there's a brewery down the street.
Yeah, you can get yourself a drink and then head over and check out all the posters and original screen prints that they do offer as well in the gallery.
Do they have a downstairs gallery?
Yes, they do. It's called the Underground. You can check out this and more by heading over to galleryf.com.
If you've been paying attention to designer toys for the past 6 months or so, you probably know that there is something going on between Paul Abundance and Hucky of both of Kid Robot and Huck as an artist like fame, but he also worked a lot with Kid Robot. They have decided to launch a new designer toy. I don't know if we're calling it a platform. I mean, it's technically a platform toy, but I don't think they're doing a blank. So I think it's kind of like the Dunny approach. They're just doing artist series. They haven't announced a blank. I don't know if that's in the works or anything like that. But they've decided to launch it, and for the past 6 months or so, they've been teasing a launch. And guess what?
It's available.
It's not. It's a Kickstarter.
It's available on Kickstarter.
So they've been teasing the past 6 months, and it turns out that they're actually doing a Kickstarter for the figures. So what they're doing is they are launching both 3-inch and 8-inch versions. Each of these versions have been designed by a different artist throughout the world. Most of these are
that we attempted to guess at a while ago.
Yeah, we had an episode where we pretty much guessed every artist that was in the list. We got a good amount of them, but we could have did a little better, I guess,
because there were some artists that we've honestly never heard about.
Yeah, a lot of them were people either we hadn't heard of or weren't thinking correctly.
Like Jason Lemon.
You know what I don't see on here? We had DJ Qbert.
Maybe he's one of the question marks.
Could be. Okay, so what we're going to do
also,
though?
I don't think Scout 1 was jumbled in there.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the ones we got. Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Okay, so let's just read the list real quick.
Retracted.
They have Mick Bess, Ricardo Cavolo. There we go. That's probably what it is. Bubi A. Young. I'm not very good at saying that one either. Jason Lemon, Pete Fowler, Junko
Mizuno.
Thank you. Maybe you should read these. El Gran Chamaco, Hucky.
Your wife would be disappointed in you pronouncing it.
How did we not
way.
get Tato?
Because it's part of the We Are Tato.
Something like that, yeah. So Joe Ledbetter, Sket One, Dolly Oblong, Dalek, Camila D'Erico, Mark Gimling. I don't know how to say that one. Gimling.
Good enough.
Jake Parker, and then there's some question marks, including Sket as a looks like it's probably a variant of. So there's Lucky Bucky, which is one design, and then this one just says Bloody Bucky. So guessing
it's probably the splattered one.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just a variant. But we got some of those people right back in the day, and now we are wrong about a lot of them too. So, but in this Kickstarter, they're also launching what they're calling the first launch edition of Janky. It's called King Janky. It was designed by Hucky and Paul Bunitz. It's Kickstarter only. So the only way to get this figure is via the Kickstarter. So features a pretty cool design. It's got a crown with some goldish looking shoes, and it looks like it's holding a little gold bat and a pair of glasses. So it's pretty cool. And then they've also got a giant 8-inch Janky that is designed by El Gran Chamaco. It's a limited edition of
666.
So it's 666 pieces. So if you want that edition, you're going to want to grab it before it is gone. It is one of those things that it's pretty cool to see it coming out as a full 3-inch series and an 8-inch figure. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool way to launch it. I will say their initial goal of 25K that they have far surpassed at this point. They're up to like 198K. That was probably just a low goal, just to kind of spark kind of excitement. Use the Kickstarter as a huge advertisement, and then hopefully Bill will be able to raise enough money on top of that. But they've far surpassed that. During the event, they also have a 4-foot version of Janky that will be available. Some people have already backed that. I don't know if it's filled out all the way yet or not, but
doesn't look like it.
Let's see here. Yeah,
it's right there.
Oh, yep, it's still available. So if you're looking for a 4-foot, there are 8 people that have already backed it. They're $5,000 a piece, and 8 people have already backed it. There are only 2 available.
Yep.
We're talking $5,000 here, people. Drop it now because it's going to be gone. But it's pretty cool. I do think it was kind of weird that they went ahead and did this Kickstarter route. It just, after all that build up for a Kickstarter,
you know, it protects your assets. So.
Well, it does, but it also, I just think the excitement and the build up just kind of, at first it kind of like took the breath out of me. I will say though, like during the event, the reveals of some of these artists on like Instagram and social media and kind of leading up to this, I was not impressed at all. Like some of these designs do not speak to me at all. And I'm going to be 100% honest about that. But there are some now that they've revealed that were not revealed during the lead up that do connect with me. And I think the platform as a whole is very interesting in the fact that it is not necessarily set, which is kind of odd. You would think we're going for a platform toy. They're all going to look the same throughout. Some of them different hands. Some of them have different shoes. And looks like there are multiple different shoes. So some of them have different arms altogether. Like Junko's doesn't have it's a totally different arm altogether. Let's see. Camila D'Erico's has a totally different body. Like Daleks has a different head. Like these things are all over the place. Mm-hmm. Like the only thing that seems consistent on most of the figures is the body.
Yeah.
Which I think was an interesting choice. It's not something you would think of when somebody's coming out with a new platform toy. But I mean, even look at the shoes on some of them. There's like the small tied shoes. There's a boot pair. There is kind of like a cleaner shoe with no laces. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't appear to be paint. It appears to be 3D sculpted.
Yeah.
Some of these have like Jason Lamone's looks like it has a sculpt. I don't know if that's sculpted or if that's pad, but it has that depth to it that almost gives it like a sculpted look. And then I don't know if that's a hat accessory or if that's I think
it's sculpted that way.
If it's sculpted that way, so Huck's 2 Bits has like a hat that's on it. It's a lot, and some of them have tails. They don't all have tails.
Yeah,
Huck's has a tail, and the King Janky has a tail.
A little mouse tail.
Yeah, like there are a lot of stuff going on here. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of stuff, and some of them have accessories added to it. Like I said, the thing when I started seeing the reveals and stuff like that, it didn't really speak to me. But after seeing the full look, and I think it's really cool that they went ahead and did the 3D imaging of the figures instead of just showing us vector.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you a feel for what the figure is going to look like a lot more. And it's a good campaign. They've done a good job putting together a Kickstarter campaign, hence why they've got $198,000 in like 2.5 days. I don't know. It's just... maybe it's just growing on me. I don't know.
Here's my take. I've thought about it most of the day, and I don't think I'm going to back this, honestly. Because
you're mad?
No, I'm not mad. Designs are good, but from aside from the fact that I can't cherry pick, but that's not even really a complaint because you'd have people buying certain ones over others.
Yep.
But for me, like for being, I'll say pad printed and stuff like that, that I set it on a shelf, I look at it, it just, I don't know that I'm not at that point for being a collector anymore to have a pad printed, nothing really looking at me sort of thing, where it's just on a shelf. It doesn't really fit with anything. Like I would say like some of like J-Roo stuff, you could mix it in with other things around the house and it looks like it fits in.
Yep.
Whereas this is specifically on a shelf with a collection and it's just going to be there. Like you're not going to be able to put it around their house.
Yeah, this is kind of well, I mean, the size of it and everything. This is really a desk toy.
Yeah.
Like I don't see me ever getting like with 3-inch dunnies. I have a good collection of them. They are a collection, right? So they go together, and I have a collection of 3-inch dunnies.
Yeah.
I don't see myself ever getting enough Jankies to have a collection.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, and even if you bought a case of them, you end up with doubles of some, not of others.
Yep.
You buy a couple, you have a couple, and it's likely not the design you wanted to begin with.
Yeah, it looks like the case sizes are 24, I'm guessing. That'd be my guess here. And it looks like a lot of them are 1 in 24. There are a pretty good number that are 2 in 24. There are some question marks and 1 in 240s.
Yeah. Daleks is 1 in 48, so that's 2 cases.
Yeah.
But like, for me, whether it makes sense to people or not, like, well,
some people, I mean, people just aren't blind box collectors anymore. That's kind of, they're trying to spark that again with us, I feel like, with Kid Robot and Janky and a few other people that are putting out blind box type series.
And even if you got the entire series, you have 20 designs.
Yep.
And you have 20 figures sitting there.
Yep.
What do you, other than obviously just displaying them? It's like, oh look, honey, look, we've filled one shelf of our day toll with this. Put a couple risers in, we can squeeze a couple more in.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just, I heard some other people talking about this, that it's almost like Janky is trying to resurrect the past, right? We're trying to bring back that kind of like early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s craze that people were collecting small platformish toys, kind of like Bear Bricks and Keys and Dunnies, and there was a platform for everything, like.
And like with some of these, like they have their place. Like if you have like a very Asian design of sort of things, like you have like feng shui sort of stuff, like Junko Mizuno's would fit in with that. Like you could display it alongside that.
Yep.
If you have a bunch of Huck stuff would go along with it. If you have Sketch stuff, Sketch stuff would go along with that.
Or a lot of Macbeth. There's a lot of Macbeth production stuff too. But it's like people have, and clearly the dollar amounts over here that they're collecting may not even support what I'm saying, but a lot of collectors seem to have moved away from just blind box, small collection, like small platform type toy. That just seems to be my kind of view from like, watching what people buy and what people collect. There are the people that just buy Dunnies still, like, but the Dunny has, 15 years of collection history, like they've been making them for so long, they're going to have a built-in market. Does this explode past the Kickstarter? Do we have another Janky series that I don't know? It's going to cost a lot more than $25K to make this. I'd say at least $100K.
Yeah.
Based on the number of designs, the amounts, all the tooling that's got to be done. They're doing an 8-inch too, plus that other toy that Pete
Fowler one. Yeah.
We didn't mention this yet, so we should probably bring it up. But there's also a 9-inch Pete Fowler toy. It is called Maximilian Cash, and it's a 9-inch vinyl figure with removable head. So they did a Weekend in Malibu edition, but it looks like they're also going to be doing another colorway.
They already did the Fall into Autumn. So that was the initial one. So the Malibu one is the new one.
Okay, so the Malibu one is the new one. Okay. So they released a second colorway of the figure, which it's awesome.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, like that's a cool figure. And I don't know, does the level that you get that at come with a Janky?
I imagine they squeeze it in.
Yeah, so you get 3 Jankies and a King Janky first launch. So that's the 8-inch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's probably one without that.
It's the little mouse one.
Oh, okay, King Janky. Okay, yep.
So you get 4 Jankies.
Oh, so that one was gone, but there's the
Malibu one.
Yeah, there's a new one. Yep. Yeah, so for $110, you'll get the Maximilian Cash vinyl figure, the King Janky, the 3-inch, that's the first figure from the Kickstarter, you'll get 3 additional ones. And if you back before midnight on Thursday, May 17th, you will receive another free one. So they're really pushing the janky. You're going to get a lot of jankies. But I mean, for $110 to get
a 9-inch figure,
and
5,
essentially 5 because you get the free one. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Like, and it's Pete Fowler. Like, Pete Fowler's awesome. Like, and he's been gone from designer toys for a while, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see somebody come back, kind of have that old style, but it doesn't look dated. Like, even though it's, you know, classic Pete Fowler style and a, like, kind of a more classic style designer toy, it doesn't look out of place or odd. It's been modernized a little bit. It looks like he has like Adidas Boost on, you know, and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's not like we're just straight up trying to make urban toys, you know, like.
Is that a record player or a briefcase?
I think it's a briefcase, but it looks like it has a sticker or a speaker. So, I don't know. Pretty cool little figure. As far as the campaign is concerned, obviously it's a success. Like, where if we're getting it, if you're going to get on, you got 30 days. They've got 1,400 backers almost. So no worries here. It's going to happen. But I just I don't know. Does it make it though? Does it keep going? Like, is this a dude box? Like where dude box comes along and people are collecting
and they
a
stop.
little bit and then they just disappear. I mean, I still think, you know, looking back at Dude Box, I think their issue was they had one strong platform, which was the Dude Box, which was the egg shape. And then they had 2 other figures that were very, very lame, for lack of better words. The design was just bad. The one was like a pig. It just wasn't cool. And then by the time they put pad printing on it, it didn't look any cooler. And, you know, so you spend a lot of money investing in these things that just flop. And I still think this platform from Janky is just not. It's just not speaking to me.
It looks like a tricky to me.
It looks like a tricky, kind of looks like a money, like kind of general shape. But then it also kind of looks like the blank a little bit. And then the shoes that are the shoes, like you have to put shoes on everything. Like there's no other thing to do because it has shoes. And then, I mean, unless they come up with different feet, which is kind of what they look like they're doing. But I don't know. It's just like I heard George Gaspar say this. He looks like Tails from Sonic.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Like if you pull up a picture of Tails and then put it right next to it, it looks like Tails from Sonic. If it had like the 2 tails or whatever. So I don't know. I want this to be successful because I think it's important for designer toys at this point to have something that sparks as much conversation and talk as this has. And this Kickstarter is set up in a way that makes it very, very important for people to share it. There are ways that you can get, once you've backed, you can then get a referral link to give people that will get the person, for every referral you create from your special link, you will get a free Janky. So it's really encouraged a lot of people to share it. So it's showing up on a lot of people's radar and it's getting a lot of conversation about designer toys and creating excitement. And that's something that Paul is very good at, and Huck. So I know that's what they're trying to do. They weren't actually trying to use this to fund it. I would not be surprised if they didn't have most of the money already in the bank. And this was just advertising.
Yeah. Like if they already had
like the tooling and everything started
15,000 units already, and just they're gonna.
Well, I don't know if they had like units yet, but if they may have already
When does
had.
it say it's actually supposed to ship out? Like,
It's not till January, so it is like a full.
Okay.
It is like a full production schedule, but it just seems to me like they probably already had all the money. If they were only looking for 25K on here, this really just seems like it was an advertisement to help kind of spark excitement, and it's done exactly that. Like they spent 6 months getting people excited about a toy, and then they dropped it, and clearly 198K later, it worked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So like you said, you probably aren't going to back. I'm thinking I'm probably going to. I don't know what I'm going to get. I mean, we've done so well on Kickstarter. I hate not to pay it forward. You know, just I try to back Kickstarters here and there. So I'm probably going to get it. Just check them out, see what they look like. I do have my favorites. I really would like to get the Dalek one, or the Jason Lamone one, or the Junko one. But if I got the Huck and the Joe Ledbetter, I wouldn't be too mad either. And maybe the Sket one. I wouldn't be too mad if I got that either. So the rest of them, I'm kind of on. Some of them I just don't really even think are really that good examples of janky, to be honest with you. The Camilla D'Erico one, it's pretty, but is it a janky? It's got a janky head. The rest of it's not even janky.
I feel like when I looked at that, I would wonder if it was a Terry McPherson kind of.
It kind of does have a Terry McPherson vibe with the color, you know, and the tentacles and whatnot. But it's Camilla D'Erico.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's very exciting for designer toys. I will be very excited to see what they maybe bring to 5 points. I know they possibly are bringing that. They were listed as a vendor, so I don't know where their booth is or anything like that. But we will see if they bring something cool. Maybe they'll have a prototype or something on display, and it'll win me over. Maybe that's what'll happen.
Yeah.
When I see it. So. But I think that kind of wraps up the janky conversation. If you are interested in supporting the Kickstarter, you can click the link down below in our in the story down or the story in the.
Is this a subversive way for you to create your own link and everyone to click on it?
So it is that. But if you do want to back the project, you can click the link down of our. In our comments down below here, or you can head over to Kickstarter.com and search Janky Kickstarter or Janky, and you'll find it. And or SuperPlastic, I think that pulls it up as well. I don't know, looks cool.
I mean, I'm not crapping on any of the designs, but like practically, it just does not.
It just doesn't do it for you.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I just think I think collectors have moved on from platform toys. I do. I think that's why Dunnies are cool, and I still like a lot of designs. It's really cool to see an artist get a Dunny, but I just think collectors have moved on to other things.
But I mean, like even for us, like if we would be starting from scratch today, would we have bought like any number of the Dunnies that I could look around the room and see?
I think I would buy it. Most of the ones that I have, I think I would have bought. Because I enjoy the designs, and I've kind of gotten rid of a lot of them.
Admittedly, we've pared down over the years, but
so I mean, most of the ones I have, I think I would have bought. I still like the Dunny, like the shape of the Dunny, and I still like, but I don't necessarily need to have 500 Dunnies laying around.
Yeah,
that's just kind of
which is just the nature of the beast. I mean, obviously, we're looking at a table full of Dunnies right here.
Yeah, I've got a pile of like 15 of them on the desk here, 15 or 20 or whatever. It's just one of those things that like. It's hard to, what do you do with them, you know? And I have a bunch of custom Dunnies that I need to get out and put on display, and I love them. But I don't necessarily want to buy them blind. That's kind of the problem that I have is like I want a specific one. In order for me to want to buy a case of something, it's got to be, I like at least half the designs because otherwise you're going to ended up with a bunch of shit you don't want. And I think this is going to be the same situation because it's a platform toy.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There are 16
6, 7,
designs
8.
from 20 artists. It said.
I was just counting like if I bought a case of 24 that, I guess we're kind of running the averages if you just kind of count up the ones that are ones and twos of 24s.
Yeah, you're going to get most of them repeats, and then the ones, maybe you'll get one special one in a case. It's kind of the Dunny Ray, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you did want to back, God, we were talking this thing up, and then we just kind of like poo-pooed all over it.
I mean, this was my intent anyway, was to
to poo-poo on it.
I'm not technically poo-pooing on it. It's just I support the fact that this.
I feel like you're like Kermit sipping the tea right now.
The tea. It would be ill-advised for me not to give my honest opinions.
It would be. So, but anyway, if you did want to back, currently you can go over to Kickstarter.com, search the word Janky. You'll find it. Looks like the starter pack is still $28. That'll get you 3.
Plus 1.
I was going to say that. That'll get you 3 Series 1 Jankies. Plus, they'll give you a free one as long as you do it before midnight on Thursday, May 17th.
Which, by the way, it's like if you get 4 for $28, that's significantly cheaper than a Dunny.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't even really think
at
about
least
that.
$5 cheaper than a Dunny.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I didn't really even think about that. But they also have, if you're really interested in getting the King Janky, which I actually kind of suggested. It's one of the cooler designs in my opinion. It is actually, if you jump in on that right now, it is the $35 level. That'll get you the King Janky 3 series plus a free one, a free Janky. So you're gonna get 5 Jankies for $35.
Still $7.
And then if you refer a couple people, you're going to be rolling in the Jankies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which that might be the way to go, is like get people in for the $28 one and just keep having them click your link and you just
you just have to have a lot of friends that also want to buy a Janky.
Or you just effectively pay for theirs so that you kind of get the discount ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be it too. So, but if you want to back it, head over to Kickstarter.com and grab it. We do have 5 Point news. We received our booth number this week. On the booth, we will be on a corner, right next to the Clutter booth, right next to Jim McKinsey.
Right next to the door.
Right next to the door. We are booth number 226. So do not forget to stop by. Check out our stuff we're going to be showing on display. We're going to have a lot of prototypes, hopefully, and maybe something for sale. We're working on it. It seems like everything has went to crap as far as production is concerned right now. We had some stuff we've been working on for about 6 months or so, and it just hasn't made it all the way to fruition. So it'll probably be coming out later in the year, but we were hoping we would have it at 5 Points. We're hoping we'll have some images and whatnot from the Kickstarter that we did for the book for Luna. And if we're lucky, we might have a test pull, but I'm not holding my breath on MJ Sue's Ellie, and hopefully a couple other things as well. But again, I'm not holding my breath.
Got a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. It's just things take time,
They do.
It's just not snap your fingers and toys are made unless you make bootlegs.
Unless you're Thanos.
Unless you make bootlegs. Just snap your fingers and resin just appears. It's not how that works either, but it'd be cool if it did. So if you happen to be coming to 5 Points Fest, make sure to come say hi, 226. We'll be there all weekend, so just come say hi and check out other stuff, and we can help point you to other booths because you're probably not coming to look at our stuff.
Don't have a negative opinion. you can be the directions of, you can buy 5 Points merch right there across the aisle from us.
This is what I anticipate. People walk up to the booth and be like, is this where I get 5 Points t-shirts? And I'll be like, no, it's across the street.
No, turn your ass around.
Oh, do you know, have you seen Jim McKinsey?
Look behind us.
He's right next to us.
Thanks, guys.
So, but it should be a fun weekend. We actually, we have a half booth. We don't have a full booth. And it looks like we are sharing our half booth with Jim McKinsey. So I've always wanted to meet that guy, so it'll be kind of cool to talk to him. So
just don't annoy him.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to.
Hi, Jim.
I'm going to try not to.
I'm having a slow day at my booth. How are you?
So if you haven't picked up also the fact that the bots will be sharing the booth with us, and they're bringing some customs and pins and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're looking to meet the bots, they will be there.
Wait, I thought the bots were only 2 people. Why are there 3 people in the booth? Which one of you are not the bots?
Which one of you is not Jen?
Which one of you is not Tony?
So, but anyway, it should be a fun time. I'll be there. They'll be there. We'll be there supporting and hopefully showcasing some cool stuff. So
winging and slinging.
But I think that wraps up the week. We talked about Janky longer than I expected. So here we go.
We were looking for a 30-minute episode and we pulled it out.
We did. So as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
Have a great designer toy day.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Likens from the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, and we're here today to tell you about a store.
We've got Strange Cat toys, they've got toys for you, and some beard supplies, so check them out.
StrangeCatToys.com, where you'll receive 10% off if you use the code UVD at checkout.
Thanks for checking out our video right here on youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. While you're here, make sure to give us a subscribe and a like. And if you're so gracious, you can share this video on your favorite social network. You can always give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Urban Vinyl Daily, or find us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily, and you'll be able to keep up with our latest posts and information going on in the world of UVD. If you want to help us out in more of a monetary way, you can always head over to our store, urbanvinyldaily.storeenvy.com, and check out all the awesome things we have available from great artists from all over the world. Or you can head over to our PayPal and just straight up donate to us to help us keep the lights on and keep things going by going to paypal.com and sending money over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com, and that will help us out in more ways than you know. If you want to keep up with everything going on in the world of UVD, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily.com. Or if you're interested in sponsorship information, a comment, or a question, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com and send us a message. And if it's good enough, we'll answer it right here on the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up. As always, this has been an Urban Vinyl Daily production.